Hey everyone, Quissy here, and in this video I'm going to cover the new armor sets that are coming out in AQ20 and 40, as well as other loot that drops from the bosses inside those instances as well. Now, as always, I've added timestamps in the description of this video, and if you'll notice along the red progress bar at the bottom of this video, you'll see that it's divided up into different portions. So if you want to go ahead and skip around to the particular content that you're looking for, go ahead. But if not, if you're here for the entire video, let's get started. Now that the war effort and the quest to become a Scarab Lord has concluded on many servers, many guilds are now gaining access to AQ20, the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, and AQ40, the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. In this video, I'm going to begin with AQ20, the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, starting with new spell ability books. That's right, new ranks of your favorite spells will now have the chance to drop from bosses inside AQ20. Each class will have 3 new available spell upgrades, so be sure to keep an eye out for these, as these are drops that everyone should get. In addition to that, we now have new enchanting recipes available from bosses as well. You'll find that some of these can drop in AQ20, but others will be able to drop in AQ40 as well, from bosses. Now, speaking of profession recipes, once revered and exalted with the Ossirian Circle, blacksmiths will also have a chance to purchase 2 new plans. One's for the Jagged Obsidian Shield, and for the Obsidian Mail Tunic, for 5 and 8 gold respectively, from a special vendor inside AQ20, Lieutenant General Ahn'Qiraj. The reason this guy's special, not because he's strutting around with no shirt on, but because he's an integral part of the second boss inside AQ20. After you defeat the first boss, Qiraji, the Lieutenant General will appear inside the instance along with 4 Kaldore elite NPCs. When your group is ready to face the next boss, General Regalia, speak to Lieutenant General Ahn'Qiraj to start your encounter. If Ahn'Qiraj survives the battle, you'll be able to speak to him and buy new blacksmithing recipes and other supplies based on your reputation with the Ossirian Circle. And before we get into AQ20 sets, let's quickly check out the trash drops. The following list are BoE blues that have a chance to drop off trash as you clear AQ20. These drops include Fury of the Forgotten Storm, which is a neck piece, Treads of the Wandering Nomad, Cloth Boots with healing, Gavel of Qiraji Authority, that's a 2-handed mace with some spell power on it, Antenna of Invigoration, a healing wand, Helm of the Holy Avenger, looks like a pally helm to me, Silithid Husked Launcher, a gun, the Lost Kriss of Zed, a spell-powered dagger, and Coif of Elemental Fury, a male headpiece with spell stats on it. Alright, so now let's move on to the AQ20 Ossirian Circle set, as I like to call it. So the Ossirian Circle set is a 3-piece set originating from the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, AQ20. These set pieces are acquired from quest rewards from tokens and other items found inside the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, and also through gaining Ossirian Circle reputation. The sets become available in Phase 5 of WoW Classic, which is already out, with the release of the Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj, so your server must have already completed the war effort and all that before these sets become available. So not only must you collect the Qiraji tokens from bosses inside the instance in exchange for your gear, but you'll also find class-specific idols and scarabs from trash mobs inside AQ20 to create your set pieces, as detailed below. This token system is very similar to how you obtain set pieces from Zul'Gurub, with a few other pieces added in the mix. So I'm going to show you excerpts of tables that I created in my Wowhead guides. I've linked to the guides in the description below this video if you want to go ahead to the website yourself and scroll through and check it out. But let's go through the AQ20 sets very briefly, and again, you could always pause too if you want to check out the information in more detail. So starting with Druid, the Druid set is called Symbols of Unending Life. The Hunter set is called Trappings of the Unseen Path. The Mage set is called Trappings of Vaulted Secrets. The Paladin set is called Battle Gear of Eternal Justice. The Priest set is called Finery of Infinite Wisdom. The Rogue set is called Emblems of Veiled Shadows. The Shaman set is called Gift of the Gathering Storm. The Warlock set is called Implements of Unspoken Names. And the Warrior set is called Battle Gear of Unyielding Strength. And the Qiraji tokens that drop inside the instance are found from the following bosses, and again, these will enable you to collect all of the materials to create your AQ20 Ossirian Circle set pieces. Okay, and the final thing I want to touch on inside AQ20 is the Head of Ossirian. So this will drop every time you kill the final boss Ossirian, kind of like the Heart of Hakkar or the Head of Onyxia, things like that. Once whoever loots this item, you will be given a quest called the Fall of Ossirian, and then you'll have the option to choose from one of 4 neck piece rewards: Charm of the Shifting Sands, Amulet of the Shifting Sands, Choker of the Shifting Sands, and Pendant of the Shifting Sands. And they all have some pretty nice stats, so I encourage you to check these out and see which one is an upgrade for your class. So that pretty much covers all the loot in AQ20. I'm now going to move on to AQ40. Let's get started. Okay, so for the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj, AQ40, let's go over the notable loot that you will find inside this instance. The first thing we could start with are the Brood of Nozdormu rewards. So as you clear the raid, you will gain reputation with the Brood of Nozdormu. Your reputation will determine your eligibility to receive an epic ring, and it'll upgrade at each rank of your reputation, ranging from neutral all the way to exalted. There's 3 different paths you could take: the Path of the Protector, Path of the Conqueror, or Path of the Invoker, and depending on which quest you choose to pursue, you'll gain a different ring with upgraded stats at each level of your reputation. As I mentioned in AQ20, there are new enchanting recipes, and I just want to reiterate that these enchanting recipes can also drop in AQ40 as well. A lot of them are new glove enchants. We've got plus 20 Shadow, plus 20 Frost, plus 20 Fire, 2 gloves. We also got plus 30 healing to gloves, and plus 15 agility. And there's 2 cloak enchants as well. We've got plus 1% dodge to cloak, and increased stealth to cloak. So yeah, these have a chance to drop from bosses, again, in AQ20 and 40. The Eye of Cthulhu, so similar to the Head of Ossirian, upon killing Cthulhu, 1 player from each raid will be able to loot the Eye of Cthulhu, starting the quest Cthulhu's Legacy, where you will eventually be able to choose one of the following rewards: the Amulet of the Fallen God, which is a healing necklace, Cloak of the Fallen God, a DPS cloak, or Ring of the Fallen God, a spell damage ring. So similar to AQ20, there is some trash loot inside the instance as well, and it is epic quality. So let's go over the BoP trash loot right now. The first is this one-handed mace called the Anubisith Warhammer. The second, we've got a cloth chest called Garb of Royal Ascension, followed by cloth gloves, Gloves of the Immortal. Then we've got Gloves of the Redeemed Prophecy, which are plate healing gloves. Neretzek, the Blood Drinker, a 2-handed axe. Ritzen's Ring of Chaos, a caster ring. And Shard of the Fallen Star, which is a trinket. So something else unique to the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj, AQ40, are the Qiraji battle tanks that have a chance to drop from trash mobs inside the raid. They are mounts with 100% increased speed, but they are only usable inside the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. After you kill the first boss, the Prophet Scarum, and you actually enter the temple, you can no longer use your regular mounts, but you will be able to use these bug mounts to help you get around a lot quicker. There are 4 different colors that have a chance to drop inside AQ40. We've got blue, green, yellow, and red. And of course, there is a 5th one, the Black Qiraji Resonating Crystal, the legendary one. That could also be used inside the temple for those who have completed the Scarab Lord quest line. Now let's move on to the AQ40 armor sets. The AQ40 Tier 2.5 armor set pieces are acquired through collecting tokens, idols, and scarabs, as well as earning reputation with the Brood of Nozdormu. Similar to Zul'Gurub and AQ20, players must collect Qiraji tokens to begin crafting their 2.5 set pieces. And here's a screenshot here of a table that I made that goes over which token drops from which boss inside AQ40 and which class they are usable by. Likewise with idols and scarabs. So idols and scarabs are from trash mobs and from large scarab coffers that are scattered throughout the raid, but they are also required to craft your Tier 2.5 set pieces. Now let's do a quick set overview of the Tier 2.5 sets. I'm going to go class by class, and similar to AQ20, feel free to hit pause if you need to check out the information in more detail. And again, I also have a link to the specific guide detailing all of this in the description below. So the Tier 2.5 Druid set is called the Genesis Raiment. The Hunter set is called Striker's Garb. The Mage set is called Enigma Vestments. The Paladin set is called Avenger's Battle Gear. The Priest set is called Garments of the Oracle. The Rogue set is called Death Dealer's Embrace. The Shaman set is called Stormcaller's Garb. The Warlock set is called Doomcaller's Attire. And the Warrior set is called Conqueror's Battle Gear. Now, once you collect all of the tokens and idols and scarabs and have enough reputation to complete these set pieces, you speak to an NPC that appear after you kill the Prophet Scarum. There's a little door that'll open near Cthulhu's chamber, and you'll probably see them on your mini-map. They will be there, and they'll be able to give you the quest to turn in the items to collect your tier 2.5 armor set. Okay, and the last two things that I want to mention are other quests found inside AQ40, and they're called Imperial Qiraji Armaments from Aragos, and Imperial Qiraji Regalia from Merithra of the Dream. Every time you kill a boss inside AQ40, they'll have a chance to drop either the Imperial Qiraji Armaments or the Imperial Qiraji Regalia. If you're the lucky person to win these items, in addition to collecting 3 Elementium ore, you can return to these NPCs to complete a quest and choose one of the following items. The Blessed Qiraji War Axe is a one-handed axe. The Blessed Qiraji Musket is a gun. Blessed Qiraji Pugio is a dagger. Or the Blessed Qiraji Bulwark, which is, you guessed it, a shield. Now, as for the Imperial Qiraji Regalia, you could choose from the Blessed Qiraji Acolyte Staff, which is a damage and healing staff, the Blessed Qiraji Augur Staff, which is a strictly healing staff, or the Blessed Qiraji Warhammer, which is a one-handed mace, but it's geared towards feral druids. So again, these quests are repeatable, and just wanted to point out that this is more loot that is unique to AQ40. That pretty much wraps up this loot summary. Now, I realize I didn't go over each individual boss and what they drop in detail, but I feel like that information is pretty easy to find, especially if you're looking for something specific. I wanted to take more of the overview approach of the items that you will find inside these instances that are not traditionally dropped directly off bosses and whatnot. So I hope you guys did enjoy the style of this guide. I wish you luck in AQ20 and AQ40. I also apologize that this video did not come out earlier. I actually lost my power for almost 5 days earlier this week, and I did plan to get this video out a lot earlier, but sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, so I'm glad I was able to complete this and get this out in still a decent amount of time. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're getting close to the 20,000 sub mark, so I'd really appreciate it if we could hit that milestone. You could also check me out on all of my socials in the description below as well. You could find my live stream on Twitch at QuissyTV. You could also check me out on Twitter, QuissyTV over there. Don't forget to give follows on both of those platforms. I have a talk show called Warcraft Brew with the one and only Pasta Face. We come out with episodes about once every other week, and we discuss all things Warcraft related, any news, any updates. And if you feel like supporting us even further, we do have a Patreon that's also linked in the description of this video as well. Please let me know what you think of this in the comment section below. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Stay chill.